I don't know about you, but I have come to the conclusion that my two children are my greatest gurus. They teach me more about myself than any self-help book I can pick up and read, or any YouTube video I can watch, or any podcast I can listen to. Think about it. How do you want to show up in this world? I'll give you an example. For me, one way is I want to be patient. Who on planet Earth is going to give me the opportunity to show up patient or non-patient the most? It's going to be my kids, right? Now, before we go any further, if you're new here, my name is Odini McBean. I am a mindful fatherhood coach, and I show dads how to build calm minds, strong habits, and also build deeper connection with their children. The main point of my channel is to have you be not only your best self as a dad, but also your best self as an individual. All right, so let's get back into this week's topic. Embracing your children as being your greatest gurus. That's how I like to call it. Another thing I like to say is my kids, they give me the most opportunity to play ball. I'm a sports guy, for those of you who play sports, you can relate. And when I say play ball, I mean put my shoes on and actually get tested in real life. They give me the opportunity to suit up. All the things that I talk about, all the things that I preach, all the things I read about. Well, this is how I want to be. Now it's live action, right? When my daughter is throwing a mini tantrum because she's not getting her way, she's being my greatest guru. How am I going to react in that moment? When my son, who is about to turn 14 in a few days, is giving me pushback on something that I'm advising him to do, or something I'm telling him that he should think this way instead of this way, and when he's giving me like extreme pushback, he's being my greatest teacher in that moment. So what today's talk is about, how do we embrace that? And I'm going to tell you that the first way to embrace that is drop the dad ego. I always talk about the dad ego. Oh, I'm the disciplinarian, or I'm here and my kids are here and they must do this, they must do that. Drop the dad ego. The dad ego will get you nowhere but in a strained relationship with your kids. I try not to even view my children as beneath me, because in reality, they're not. Most people I know, fathers, mothers, most parents I know, if you ask them, what's your biggest why? Why are you doing what you do? 90% of people are going to say, my kids. I want to provide for my kids. I want to give them a life I never had. You literally go to work and bust your behind. You literally run a business and bust your behind to take care of your children. So if they consume that much of your purpose in life, why would you put them beneath you? Right? Think about it that way. So the first thing is drop the dad ego. Just embrace that your children are there for you to love, but they're also there for you to use them. They can guide you. I tell people this all the time. My son has guided me through so much life stuff outside of being a dad. I've been through so much adversity, and the only thing I can think of is, when I'm faced with being resilient, is, man, how will my son look at me if I don't overcome this, if I don't manage this appropriately? What am I going to show him? How is he going to react when he's my age and he gets into a situation such as this, right? So I am not looking at him as somebody that, is just beneath me and his thoughts don't matter. I'm actually looking at him as, whoa, he is so important to me that I must some way, somehow get myself through this adversity at work, get myself through this adversity with finances, get myself through this adversity, whatever I'm going through. I have to get through this because somebody really important is going to watch me. And not only is he going to watch me, he's going to reflect the way I behave and his own actions. So he is my greatest guru. Because of him, I see my North Star. Because of my daughter, I see my North Star, right? So because of those two, I am able to put my hard hat on and try to show up the way I want to show up in the world. And I have them to thank for that. So how can they not be my greatest gurus, right? They literally will give you the opportunity before you step out into the world to show up how you say you want to show up, right? So some ways that I can think of that I want to show up, let's say I want to be patient. I want to be compassionate. I want to be authentic. I want to be mindful. Who is going to give me the opportunity to show up or not show up that way the most? It's my kids, right? When my daughter is throwing a mini tantrum because she's not getting her way, what am I going to do? Am I going to tell her to shut up and be quiet and fix your face? I can. I don't think that's necessarily how I want to show up though, right? And I'm not saying I'm perfect. I'm not saying sometimes I don't snap. I'm human. I can tell you I snap. I think that's what makes me relatable. I can tell you I've done that, right? But that's not how I want to show up. And I'm intentional about not wanting to show up that way, right? So, but she is giving me the opportunity to play ball. Like I say, she's giving me the opportunity to get some shots up in the gym, right? When she decides to throw a tantrum, that is live practice for me. Now, if I can show up how I want to show up as a father in that moment, what do you think is going to happen if I'm outside in the world and someone is testing my patience? Am I going to react and snap right away, or am I going to be mindful? I'm going to try to be mindful probably, right? Because at home I go through it all the time and I'm mindful. So now when I go out into the world, I'll have the opportunity to practice being less reactive and more responsive. And coming back to this thing I like to call the dad ego is like, why do we even have the dad ego? It's important to know we have a dad ego because of how we were raised, right? Your father figure, your parents probably made you feel smaller than them. And so now that you have your own kids, you feel like your kids are smaller than you. You feel like you're above it all, right? The dad ego. Just drop it. My son is about to be 14 soon, and the number one thing I could have ever done for our relationship was to drop the dad ego. And sometimes, let's be real, that gets me in trouble, right? And when I say it gets me in trouble, I mean sometimes my son talks to me and I'm like, yo, I'm dad. I'm not your friend Carson, right? I'm not in the 8th grade. So we're going to have to switch the tone that you're talking to me in. You're going to have to use better words when you're talking to me. And that's okay. That's okay to tell him that. I would much rather have to tell him that than for him to think that I'm somebody who doesn't appreciate him for who he is, or I'm somebody who just puts him so beneath me that I don't take his thoughts and his expressions seriously. And I think that's one of the biggest things I could say when it comes to dropping the dad ego is I've been able to more consistently express to my son that the way you're feeling as a teenager, I actually relate to it. I've been there and I'm validating how you're feeling. Whether that's what you got going on at school, whether that's what you got going on at your mom's house, whether that's how you feel about me, your personal gripes you may have with me, I can assure you that what you're saying, there's validity to it. And I wouldn't have been able to have that conversation if I wasn't dropping the dad ego. So that's the first thing you have to do, right? Drop the dad ego. If you don't take anything else from this video, it's drop the dad ego, because that will allow you to bond deeper and be more connected emotionally to your children. Another way that my children are my greatest gurus is sometimes I'll see in them what I don't like about myself. And that's deep stuff if you really think about it. Or even better, I still mean what I just said, but even better, I'll see in them what I couldn't be as a kid because my parents wouldn't allow me to. So when my daughter is given the opportunity to eat this thing, but she's complaining about it and does not want to eat this thing and wants this thing, I've never had that opportunity to even do that. We all grow up where it's like, yo, you're going to eat what's in front of you. That's the reality of it, right? So when she is now has some autonomy as a 3-year-old, well, she just turned 4 today as of December 1st. That's when this is being recorded. Happy birthday, baby girl. When she is displaying that she has autonomy over what she wants to eat, I may get a little upset about that. Why? It's not because her taste buds she doesn't like eggs, and why am I repeatedly giving her eggs if I know she does not like them? That's not why. It's because when I was 3 or 4, I could never tell my mom I don't want this. I could never do that. And so now I'm pissed. But guess what? She's my greatest guru. Because of her being that way, I'm able to do the self-work as a father and realize like, as I go deeper, I'm realizing it's not really about her not wanting eggs for the 15th time, which as a father, I should know that. That's not what it's about. It's about I'm mad because I didn't get this opportunity to pick and choose when I was her age. So that's another way that she is my greatest teacher. She's my greatest guru. Because now I'm realizing like, oh, okay, this goes deeper. I wouldn't have been able to have these experiences and know these things if she wasn't complaining about eating eggs. And let's be serious, I love eggs. So when she doesn't like eggs, I'm like, what? How can you not like eggs? But once again, that's just me forcing my life onto her. My likes and dislikes onto her, right? So the moral of this talk is try your hardest to embrace your kids as your greatest gurus, because the self-help books, the YouTube vids, even something like this, right? The talks, they are only going to take you but so far, right? You know, you have to realize what's in front of your face and act on that. Sometimes I go into a maze, a rabbit hole of self-help content. I realize like what this person is saying, I get it, but it literally has nothing to do with the season of life I'm in. It literally has nothing to do with what's in front of me, right? So as a father, I can listen to somebody talk about how they're raising their kid and what they're doing, but if that's not the circumstance that's happening in front of me, I can't hold on so tightly to what I'm consuming, right? So I say all this to say, look at what's in front of you. And that's what you choose to be your greatest teacher. Not me, not the person who's the self-labeled guru, the self-labeled thought leader. None of us. Do listen to what's in front of you. Let that be your greatest teacher. Let your children's ability to completely get you out of your element, let that be your greatest guru. Let your children's ability to completely have you being closed off, let that be your greatest teaching, right? Let your children's ability to have you be compassionate, kind, and loving, let that be your greatest teaching, right? And like I always say, presence over perfection. And the more that we are present in our kids' lives, emotionally, physically, mentally, spiritually, we'll start to see more and more how they are truly our greatest teachers, or as I like to say, our greatest gurus. Thank you for watching, and I do hope that you share this video with a fellow dad who you feel will relate to this. Please check out the 365 Dad Journal, 365 fatherhood prompts to help you with self-reflecting, building a stronger connection with your children, and also building community. Check out the 365 Dad. Link is in the description, and subscribe to my newsletter, the Inner Journey Dad newsletter. I'll catch you next week.